who better than Hemant Sikka, President Farm Equipment Sector at M&M, to exactly talk about the same. Mr. Sikka, hi, good morning. Good to have you on the show. Hope all things well and the M&M family is safe.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Everything is good here. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, great to hear that. Just wanted to understand, Mr. Sikka, whether the rural recovery and the kind of robust growth that we've seen across the rural end of the economy, are things looking good? Is it still an upward trajectory or things have plateaued out?
Yeah, you would have seen our results for November. We have grown the domestic market by 55%, and in the export market, we actually grew by 79%. So clocking an overall growth of 56%. So with that kind of festive season, I mean, our Dhanteras was extremely strong retails. Diwali was very good. In fact, Diwali season didn't end with 14th of November and went on till about 17th, 18th of November. So the retails have been very good. We have been able to ramp up our production. You would have seen that we established our all-time production record in the month of September and again broke it back next month in October. So in terms of supply chain, challenges have been smoothed out a lot. The production is ramping up very well. The demand is staying. Festive season has been very good. So I can't complain for more.
In the UV segment though, because it seems that you had lost a little bit of market share there. What is the strategy now going forward?
Actually, I had the farm equipment business. So on anything on UVs, you will have to ask my colleague Vijay Nakra.
No worries. I'm going to stick to the farm segment with you. Wanted to understand how the sowing season is coming along, and does it still look like it's going to be a bumper crop going forward, and will the tractor sales then continue to be higher from even what you've clocked in the month of November? Okay, we're going to connect with Mr. Sikka again. I thought for a second that was my feed which was snapped. But 13,244, wanted to get in a lot of perspective really from M&M, given how strong their tractor sales have been, whether really this uptick is going to continue with the same kind of momentum as one has seen once the lockdown did begin to open up. So that really is a flavor that we would like to get from the M&M management. In fact, I want to see what the M&M stock price as well is up to and how it's currently been doing, given the strong recovery that we've already seen from the March lows in M&M. Even right now, as I see on my screens, it's a solid 2% move that you're seeing on the stock. 760 is where it's currently holding at. So good going for M&M. Along with M&M, we've seen the Peer Escorts as well hold out very well, and the tractor sales have been very strong there too. Actually, I'll tell you what, we'll take a very quick break on that note. When we come back, we're going to continue our discussion with Hemant Sikka from M&M.
Welcome back. We stay in conversation with Hemant Sikka, who's joining us on the show today. Hemant, so let's talk about the UV segment then. In terms of market share as well, what are some of the strategic plans in order to really regain some of the market share?
Well, as I told you before the break, I had the farm equipment sector, so I won't be in a position to answer questions on the UV side. You may have to talk to my colleague Vijay Nakra on those.
I got it mixed up. But let's talk about the farm equipment segment a little bit more as well. We've seen such a fabulous recovery, as you also touched upon, when it comes to the rural demand space. And there is a strong expectation that this will only continue in the new year. In terms of the kind of demand you see, the kind of capacity that you're also looking at or production to keep up with that, give us a sense, as to how much this will continue to contribute to the overall pie.
So actually, there are several positive factors that have come in together. Look at the bumper Kharif crop that we had. It was 144.5 metric ton, which is the all-time highest record of production for Kharif crop. Right now, the Rabi sowing is going on very well in certain states. The procurement for Kharif happened very well. In fact, the government has really ramped up on the procurement centers. From a traditional 15 to 16,000 procurement center, this time it went up to 25,000. So the cash flow with the farmers is good. And as a result, we are able to then see very good demand. Right now, the issue is actually on the supply side. And having worked with our suppliers very closely over the last 7 to 8 months, most of our supply chain issues are now resolved. The production capacities are ramping up. Inside our plant, we have done a lot of debottlenecking, process mapping, Kaizen activities. So as a result, we are able to obviously produce very high numbers, and we are setting up internally our highest ever records month after month. But in spite of that, the retails are so good in Dhanteras and Diwali. I mean, practically ended up selling all what we had. So we are running on very, very low stocks. So right now the season is over because now the season will start only by February. But the production is in 100% capacity. We are producing as if we were in the pre-festive season because we have to stock up. At the end of the Diwali season, we practically had no tractors within our plants or in our warehouses to actually give it to our dealers. So right now the pressure stays on supply chain and production so that we are able to then build up stock to be ready for the next season starting February. The demand currently is looking very good, even though right now the season has tapered off, but we are all preparing for the next season starting in February.
Amazing. So within the segment also, in terms of launches, in terms of regions perhaps where you're seeing more strength, if you were to break it down a little bit more for us and share with us some of the trends that you've noticed and that you'll also be building on in the new year.
While we were coming out of lockdown, and as we were opening up our factories, our suppliers were opening up their factories with proper safety protocols. We took a very strategic decision that time to actually launch our Plus series. This is a series which is actually a new refresh on our H1 series of tractors. So both our Bhumiputra and Sarpanch tractors have gone for a very major refresh, which we call now the XP Plus and SP Plus. And I'm very happy to share with you that we have got tremendous response from the market. So right now, the XP Plus series, which is the old Bhumiputra series, has been launched across the country. We have covered 90% of the country, and the SP Plus is getting rolled out to about 40 to 50% of the country. This is additional HP points. So on every HP point, we are giving 2 HP higher, the industry first 6-year warranty. We are giving in many more features like power steering and auxiliary valve. So overall, this is a very, very strong package. And this is the trend that you spoke about in your question, that we are clearly seeing that the higher HP segment is growing faster than the lower HP segment. And all these series that I have just spoken about on the Plus series, they help us become more stronger in the 30 to 50 HP, which is almost 70% of the Indian market. So the Plus series is very well established, the segment is growing, and we believe our products are very well appreciated by the customers.
Great. Hemant, fabulous talking with you, and apologies once again for directing that one question to you. We were very keen to understand the demand scenario when it comes to the rural segment and the implications for M&M and the tractor segment. Thanks so much for joining us and sharing that with us as well.